Again, welcome to my channel, Stoic Stream. Imagine this, you're having casual conversations with a married woman and suddenly you notice little things. She lingers a bit longer when she speaks to you. Her smile seems warmer and her words seem to carry a deeper meaning. At first you brush it off. Maybe it's nothing, right? But as time goes on, her behavior becomes more noticeable. She avoids inviting others when you hang out. She opens up about her struggles in her marriage, and you catch her blushing during your conversations. You can't help but wonder, is she falling for me? Is there something more to this connection than meets the eye? It's a tricky, emotionally charged situation to navigate on. One hand, the signals are hard to ignore, but on the other, the weight of her marital commitment complicates everything. How can you know for sure if her feelings for you go beyond friendship? And even more importantly, how do you handle such a delicate scenario with respect? And she doesn't want to include others' integrity in today's video. We're going to dive deep into this complex topic and uncover 9 undeniable signs that a married woman might be falling for you. These aren't just random gestures. These are psychological and behavioral cues backed by insights into human behavior. But here's the thing, lesson 1. Recognizing these signs isn't about taking advantage or pursuing someone who's already committed. It's about understanding the dynamics at play and respecting boundaries while navigating this sensitive territory. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand the signs, but you'll also gain a better perspective on how to handle these situations wisely and responsibly. Let's get started. Sign 1. She prefers to spend time alone with you, avoiding group settings or inviting friends to join, preferring to create one-on-one moments instead. This is because she wants to get closer to you while keeping things private and secret. By keeping other people out of the picture, she makes sure that your time together feels private and uninterrupted. Not only does she relish your company, but she might also fear discovery by those in her social circle. A third party could see the closeness between you two and ask questions, which is why she wants to keep things between the two of you. Watch how she responds when you suggest that you include other people in your plans. Lesson 2. Does she immediately reject the idea or seem uncomfortable? If she keeps the conversation going back to the exclusive plan, it's a clear sign that she's interested in you. Her tendency to avoid interacting with you shows that she values you more than her other commitments and may be developing romantic feelings. While this may seem flattering, it's important to be careful and think about the emotional stakes and ethical implications before making any decisions. The sign indicates that she doesn't like her husband. If a married woman often criticizes or complains about her husband to you, it could be a sign that she's unhappy in her marriage. These comments aren't always made accidentally. They're often an attempt to make you feel sorry for her and get closer to her emotionally. She might tell you stories about how her husband doesn't appreciate her lack of certain qualities or fails to meet her emotional needs. At the same time, she might compare you to her husband and say how much better you are. She stays quiet when she realizes how nice or attentive you are compared to him. While complaining about her marriage may seem like a normal thing to do, pay attention to how often and how strongly she brings it up. If she consistently makes her husband look bad and leans on you for emotional support, she's probably seeing you as more than just a friend. However, keep in mind that this doesn't mean she's ready or willing to leave her marriage. Her feelings may be mixed, and she could just be looking for an emotional outlet. Get away. Notice this sign? It's crucial to address the issue with empathy and establish unambiguous boundaries. She should resolve her marital issues within her relationship, not outside of it. 3 signs. She doesn't say anything when you talk about other women. The most obvious sign of love is jealousy, which often manifests as silence. If you talk about another woman, A married woman who likes you might suddenly stop talking to you. She might be afraid of losing your attention to someone else, which is why she is quiet. This response comes from her emotional connection to you. She may feel possessiveness, sadness, or even anxiety, but she can't say it out loud because she's married. Instead of showing these feelings, she uses nonverbal cues like a noticeable change in her mood or demeanor. To test this, all you have to do is casually mention that you're interested in another woman. Watch how she reacts. If she loses her usual lively energy or shifts the topic, it's a clear indication that your words have resonated with her. Even if her silence is subtle, it says a lot about how she feels. You should be aware of this behavior and be careful. Just because you see the signs doesn't mean you should take advantage of them. Use this information to understand how she feels, but set limits so you don't hurt her or make things more difficult. Sign 4, she says. Something or someone reminds her of you. If a married woman says over and over that things or people remind her of you, it means she's thinking about you more than she should. This is because our minds subconsciously connect everything around us to the person we miss or desire. For example, she might say that a song, a movie, or even someone's mannerisms remind her of you. These seemingly harmless comments reveal a deeper emotional attachment. Her subconscious mind is working overtime associating everyday events with you because she blushes. This behavior is even more significant when considering her marital status. If a woman with a family finds herself constantly thinking about someone outside her relationship, it means she is having an emotional conflict. These hints are her way of showing feelings she can't say outright. If you notice her bringing you up in random situations or making these connections a lot, it's a clear sign that her interest is growing. However, it's important to be careful around her because her feelings are complicated, and while it's delightful to be on her mind, this dynamic needs to be handled carefully to avoid problems. Sign 5. She blushes around you. Blushing is one of the most honest and uncontrollable ways to show strong emotions. If someone blushes around you, it's usually a clear sign of nervous excitement or attraction. For a married woman, this reaction is even more telling because it's harder for her to hide how she feels when she sees you. Her cheeks might flush. Her voice. She might tremble or laugh more than usual. These are her body's ways of showing feelings she might be trying to hide. Even if she tries to look calm, her body language often says what words can't. She can't help but blush, so it's a real sign of how she feels. Whether it happens during a compliment or when she catches your eye, her reaction is her subconscious acknowledgement that she likes you. It's tempting to see this as a positive sign, but it's not. Understanding the limits is important. Her blushes may show how she's feeling, but they also show how hard things are for her inside. Be aware of the situation and don't do anything that could make things easier or harder for her. She uses indirect gestures to show that you belong to her. For example, a married woman who likes you might not openly claim you because she is married, but she will use subtle gestures to let you know that she sees you as hers. These gestures are her way of marking her emotional territory without drawing too much attention to herself. Make it clear that she values your opinion or say something about how unique you are. She might also find ways to lightly touch your arm while you talk or give you long looks that show how much she loves you. Most of the time, these actions serve two purposes. They let her show how she feels without being overt, and they quietly let other people know that you have a special bond. She does this to create an invisible wall between you and the rest of the world. Even though she can't say what she wants, her actions, even if they aren't straight, show how much she cares about you. It's important to know these signs, but it's also important to treat the situation with care. Indirect signals, while seemingly harmless, can lead to more significant issues if not handled carefully. Clarity sign 7. She lies to her husband about being with you. If a married woman lies to her husband about spending time with you, it's one of the clearest signs of her emotional attachment. She might say she's with friends or at work when she's really with you. She may conceal her true intentions out of fear of detection and the emotional ramifications of lying. She's putting her time with you ahead of her marriage duties. Not only does this behavior show how she feels, it also she is deeply conflicted. If she didn't have an emotional attachment to you, she wouldn't feel the need to conceal your interactions. This behavior raises ethical questions. Her lies may seem like a reflection of how she feels, but they're also a sign of the problems her actions could cause in her relationship. Understanding this behavior is important, but so is remaining respectful. Let her deal with her emo without encouraging dishonest behavior that could lead to bigger problems. 18. She does everything she can to make you happy. A married woman's efforts to make you content are a clear indication of her care for you. She might even forget about the little things that matter to you or give them up to see you smile. For example, she could buy you a meaningful present. She might remember your favorite coffee, order or change her schedule to spend time with you. These actions show that she's becoming more emotionally attached to you and wants to be a source of comfort and support in your life. Her efforts are more than just friendly gestures, they're expressions of her affection. She's likely prioritizing your happiness over her own, a clear indication of her deeper feelings. However, this behavior also shows the emotional conflict she's experiencing because she's investing in a relationship outside of her marriage. Although receiving praise is pleasing, it's crucial to approach the situation with maturity and empathy. Recognizing her efforts doesn't mean encouraging them. Instead, use this knowledge to handle the relationship in a responsible and respectful way. She might text or call you late at night if you sign it. Calls and texts sent late at night show that you're still on her mind, even when everything else is quiet. If a married woman really wants to talk to you, she'll usually wait until her kids are asleep or her husband is busy before doing so. This gives her the freedom to be more honest in her messages, which may start out as simple hellos or updates, but become more personal over time, touching on feelings or memories you both share. Late-night communication shows that you're on her mind during times of solitude when she's free to talk about her true feelings. If she regularly initiates contact during these hours, it's a clear sign of her emotional attachment, but it's important to think about what these actions mean. Late-night talks can strengthen emotional bonds and make things more complicated. She needs to be aware of her feelings and the limits that are involved. Her actions may feel validating, but they also show how much she needs to good communication and taking care of the problem responsibly. Thank you for watching this whole video. Knowing the signs that a married woman is interested in you can open your eyes, but remember that it's important to handle these situations with care, understanding, and respect for everyone involved. Relationships are complicated, and you need to be careful not to hurt anyone or cause misunderstandings. If this video has taught you something, please consider leaving a like and sharing it with someone who could benefit from it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on alerts so you never miss any of our future videos where we talk about psychology, human behavior, and relationships. What do you think about these signs? Have you been through something similar before? Please share your experiences in the comments section below, and we can initiate a meaningful conversation. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay mindful and always try to make the right decisions in your relationships. The next video will be up soon.